before we call the meeting to order, okay, let's open it up and see if there's anybody in the public that has any questions or wants to address community preservation. Do we have anybody on Zoom here? No, we have Elsa Horning, okay. Julie Lane, I don't know who C is.
Carla Frago.
Okay. All right, folks, anyone from the, in Zoom land that really have any questions, okay, to address the Community Preservation Board? Okay, if not, we'll continue. Obviously, I have been out of action here for about 3 weeks, okay, over COVID. I'm not contagious, okay? What was interesting to learn, and not to bore everybody over it, but, you know, after a week, I kept taking these tests, okay? And the doctor finally said, you know, that actually you're wasting your time taking the test because you'll be testing positive for the next 2 weeks. And it's funny, I tested last week sometime, and it still was positive. I just was curious to see what he was saying was nonsense or what. He says, no, you have it, but you're not contagious any longer. You don't have the fevers, you don't have the flu. And I don't know where I got it from, but my experience was all of those things, the chills, the lack of taste, and really extreme tiredness, okay? It's like walking around with a foggy head. And Kathy, don't say you always have a foggy head. But it was quite an experience. So, what is that, Coco?
That's you. The microphone's feeding back and something.
Okay. Okay, we're going to go through some things and I'll, okay. And Howard, since I know that you said you had to step out early, okay, I'm just going to change a little order of our things that we have in the meeting, okay? And the one thing that we had talked about is the Dickinson overlook in creating a vegetative buffer. Okay. So the question that I'm going to ask, I'd like to do something with that, okay? And Tim, I don't know, you probably have more experience with that than I do, or is this something that we need to maybe talk to somebody about? How do we create it? Yeah.
Yep.
What a guy.
Talked to a landscape person on the island,
Okay, good.
and they are interested.
Okay,
So we'll just pursue it further. And it'd be doing the buffer plus adding, also re-vegetating the core area that was cleared out.
this is for everybody that doesn't know this, we're talking about Dickinson Creek Overlook, okay?
I mean, Dickerson Creek, yep.
Down by,
All right, so are they, so maybe our next meeting, we can talk in more detail about that? What
Yes.
they're proposing?
I would like to do that.
Okay, great, okay. Just wanted to make sure, and obviously I want to run that by Howard, okay? And how, Howard's here, okay, from the CAC, okay?
I'll be glad to meet you down there if you tell me what to do.
We move this. Yes, we could do that.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue. Everyone has a copy of the minutes from last month. Are there any things that, anybody have any comments on it or any changes with this?
Just made two tiny little things, but they're not.
Typos or,
Mugwort is one word.
okay,
Everybody should know how to spell mugwort.
Favorite.
okay, can we get a motion of, to approve the minutes as they're written?
I'll make a motion.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Let's talk about the financial report. Can you put one of those slides up? Okay, I don't know which one I have, what order. Okay, let me do that, this one here. This is this sheet that's here.
Yeah, it says
Okay.
it transferred.
Um,
Yeah.
This is basically the transfer tax, okay? What I did make a mistake and I couldn't correct it. It's on the last item where it's on the right bottom left-hand corner. All the other stuff, everybody said was a little too confusing, so all I was trying to show here is that the checks that came in to year to date was the checks that came into date, we've brought, the CPF checks are over $1 million, 1,151,87. Of that check, 160,000, 02454 went to WQIP. And the community housing, out of that check that comes into preservation, 200,000 year to date went into community housing. And what went into our account was basically, the number is wrong. I left off a column here, so it should be 652 and change, okay, 650,000. So through the month of June, we are at 600,000. So what I'm anticipating, okay, is that from our point of view, from our community preservation, if we doubled that amount, okay, which I think is probably going to be more realistic, okay, we're going to come in that 1.5, as far as this coming year, as far as the revenues for this coming year, okay? Let's go to the next page, okay? Oh,
What was that?
the next page, okay, is, this is the financial report, okay? Our Chase account is, we had some expenses this month of, and I think everybody got a copy of the expenses, is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so the account opened at $502,370. We took the expenses out of it, okay, it left the balance in that Chase account of $488,369. The working class, class account, okay, had an opening balance of $10,345,968. The interest, you can see, obviously, we're still earning those big interest rates of $45,680,674. And the amount that came in this month was $84,557.30, okay? So we're putting all of our money into the high yield account. At this time, we're leaving a small balance in the Chase working account. At the bottom, okay, because Chewy, I know he wasn't here today, but he always, when we show a balance, like our cash balance, okay, of 10,964,580, okay, it's in the right-hand column. Okay, that doesn't include some of our liabilities that we still have outstanding. And basically, it's the contract we have for West Neck Preserve, okay, which we're still working on. And I put in here the potential, the encumbered funds for acquisitions we currently have in place right now, which is $10 million. It's in the right-hand corner.
Got it.
Okay, so although we're showing a balance of 10,964,000, okay, we have things that are in progress for $10 million. So if those come into being, we will have a balance of have a little over $1 million.
Right, but we have other monies coming in.
Right. So that's what Tui wanted to make sure that everybody understood it, okay?
That's
And
good.
the only thing that we want to do is, Amber, I know that you were looking into the bonding thing. I don't, there's nothing important at this particular time, but did you get any information, or is it something we can just deal with at another time?
There's steps that need to be taken, but we don't need to pull the trigger just yet.
Yeah. Because I'd like to see is, when we get further along, maybe we should do a bond so that we have some balances left in the account if all these things unfold, okay?
Yeah, there's costs associated with going out to bonding, so I don't want to like incur those costs until we get closer.
Absolutely, okay, good. But that's an option that we still we can do, okay? I don't know how expensive money is right now, to be honest with you. I haven't been in the borrowing stage right now, but I'm sure.
Interest rates have gone up a little bit, but then they eased off this past Fed cycle just a little bit.
And then they again,
What are they under for bonds for towns? Are they under 4?
I didn't get it.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, we can take a look at that, okay. Can I get a motion to accept the financial, any questions here with the financial report? No, okay.
Amber, is that something you put an RFP out for?
there's two.
How do you
One,
choose?
the long sheet that we have, that we
Oh,
got with our
yeah.
packages.
I know,
Say
that's why I changed it.
They do municipal.
You don't have the sheet.
I have all of them, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, that one there, yes, I know.
There's 2021, so somebody should change that.
Pretty much everybody uses form. The libraries use them, districts use them. They have the whole package.
Okay,
It's fairly inexpensive.
all right, thank you.
You know, so we got a motion, we accepted
Make a
the,
motion separate.
okay, all in favor? Okay. I've had a couple of confusing months here. I've had computer problems one month and the other one. I don't know whether or not I
The audit.
gave you guys, everyone, a copy of it, okay?
No, this is the first time.
So
I've seen
I
it.
made a physical copy of the audit, okay? It's on the website, okay? So you can review it and take a look at it and whatever questions you have. That's basically it. I just want to make sure you have it, okay?
Here.
That's the audit. Okay, Tim, you're the hot guy today, so what's going on over, did we mow, did we get the
Yeah, we mowed.
turned over?
We haven't plowed. We mowed on Friday
Okay,
successfully. No creature was injured. Actually, when we were finished, some quail came flying in.
Oh, yeah?
We're walking through it.
There's a lot of turkeys. What are they
And there
eating?
was a huge flock of turkeys with their young came through and started picking up all the insects that were
Oh,
disturbed. So we've mowed and Martin Hunt did an excellent job. He was very, very careful. And I have, actually, I want to do a purchase order for plowing. I have to fill it out after the meeting. And need to hear back from Matt Lindsay when they can do it this week.
who did the mowing?
Matt Lindsay,
Okay, he did, so he's the one that did the mowing there.
he did the mowing last year and he and his brother will do it again this year.
I saw quail there also. I was concerned about the quail coming through there, but I guess they run from the noise and everything else, I guess. Is that what happened?
Yeah, and they also fly.
That's fine, yeah.
Right, and this is the turtle thing this is not something to be concerned about at this time, right?
No, actually, Martin did see one on the edge going towards the wooded area. And he can spot them from where he's sitting. And so he got out and moved it. And then I walked it twice actually to make sure that everything was all clear. And it was fine.
Okay.
And when they come to plow, I will also be there to answer questions and just make sure that it's also all clear.
Okay.
I just want to add one thing, and that is, last year we did not mow it and the rest of it, but we are going to do that this year. Either late fall, we'll wait till everything is dormant. I do want to talk to Sean Clark about it, but I want to mow the other parts of it this year, either in late fall or in the middle of the winter. because there's a lot of other junk that's coming up with, in areas that need to be cleaner. And so, and I walked it with Rusty a month ago, and we decided that's what we'll do. And then, when stuff starts to come up, we can be selectively weeding stuff we don't want and leave stuff we do want. And I talked to Ken Lewis about, cleaning up that whole pile, which is now pretty much topsoil. And either spreading some of it there, or Ken said he probably would have to move it to other places. There's some dead locust trees there because of the pile. We'll take those out. There's some princess trees which are invasive. We'll remove those. So I just want to start paying attention to other parts of the preserve. So it's not just focusing on the one area. That's it.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Tim.
We moved from some of the excess stone that we had over on the white property, and we put it to other locations, okay? And over there at West Neck, what I probably should have realized something, but with that stone, you see all the crabgrass growing through it,
Yep.
okay? What are we gonna do with that? How do we, what do we do with something I never, with the RCA, we didn't have a lot of weeds in there,
We
okay?
did actually.
Did we? Okay.
It was worse.
What I do with my driveway is I mix, pool salt and a couple gallons of vinegar and a little dish soap.
Mhm.
And I
Epsom
just go
salt,
around.
Epsom salt.
Well, I never use that, but, within an hour, everything turns brown.
Yeah.
What do you use vinegar and what else? I have to write
It's,
this down.
Me too.
it's a gallon of vinegar,
Right?
2 cups of that pool salt,
Well, I don't have that, but I
or
can
just
get other
table
salt.
salt.
What kind of salt?
He said
use pool
pool,
salt.
but we could get any salt, two
You can use
cups.
any salt.
Salt.
And then, just a little dish soap, a little Dawn. And
Dawn-
you just
Dawn
go around,
cleans
spray
anything.
that, and,
Go ahead.
Right,
gone in, dead in an hour.
How much pool salt?
2
2
cups.
cups.
This is for like, it's like a gallon and a half or 2 gallon spray thing that you get at Ace Hardware.
Yeah, I have one of those, actually.
What are you killing with that?
Deep spraying your driveway.
Getting rid of weeds without using herbicides.
Right, okay. Yes, that makes sense.
But Dawn is really strong. I don't know what's in Dawn. I mean, you use it on teak to get rid of stains.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that.
Okay. I'm bouncing around here a little bit, okay, but I want to go down to, we were supposed to have the couple of things together for this meeting, which are not together, okay? And one of them is the stewardship plan for the white property. Okay, there's been some back and forth, so there's a little bit of tweaking that we just need, we hopefully will, what do you think, Kathy? This will be resolved this week, you think?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I mean, I've been sort of out of it a little bit, so, but there's nothing holding this up at this point.
No, I think it's
Words.
grammatical stuff, I
Yeah,
think.
grammatical things. So I would hope to get it out maybe by the end of this week, okay, so that everybody has a copy of it and we can prepare it so that we can give it to the town board. And we can do a recommendation without having to wait for the next meeting, right? I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah, I could just send it out and say yay or nay, and,
Right, and then just present it to the board, okay?
I mean, everybody's seen the,
Drafts.
but yeah, there's nothing,
I just need to give it a closer look.
of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Okay, I'm down to line 8 here. I talked about Artist Lane, so we really want to, I really want to get that taken care of, okay? I have the Menantic Colony Peninsula here because the homeowners group, we have a member of their committee here today, Elser, okay? And they basically are having an outing. they're having a group meeting, okay, they sent something out, and I just wanted to read it, okay? Okay. I received a note from them, okay, and they're having Montclair Colony is having a meeting, and their board, okay, it wants to do a nature walk on what we're going to be calling as Artist Lane, okay? And I replied, okay, to them, okay, that obviously the property is open to the public, okay? It's open for anybody to take a visit there, and they don't need permission from us to walk on property, okay? And I was just wondering, maybe it would be maybe a good idea, okay, for, since all of our signs are not clear there, that maybe one of us, if they would like. Elsie, can you hear me?
And yes, morning, guys. It's Elise.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm just discussing your email to me and your event that you're
Yes.
having.
Yes, thank you, Gordon. That it's going to be on October 5th. So it's a couple
October-
of weeks.
Right, and I
Um,
guess, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I just wondered, since we should have some things up at that particular time, but if you wanted help from someone from CPF, do a walkthrough with what you're doing, I think we would be more than happy to do that, right?
That would be wonderful. I think our concerns are that signage is important because no one really knows. You and I walked through that. I didn't even know where the entrance or the parking
Right.
area was, Gordon. So if you guys get signage together, if not, we're going to have to put something together.
I think what I'll do, Elsie, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up a temporary sign for the time being, okay, and just something so that we'll call it just preserve at this particular time, okay? And if we can meet there, it's October 5th, so we may have a lot of things in place by that time.
Yeah, I'll be up the weekend before. So I hope to, and we're having a little short meeting in Montclair Colony just to make sure that everything's on point. And I just have a few loose ends, but one of the things that really did come up and I wanted to ask the whole group is, do we have access, this handicap access for any of the preserves? Meaning, I know you can't drive in, we understand that. But would there be any feasibility of maybe go-karts or golf carts at some point, especially for something like this? There's a lot of people that cannot do that full, I don't know what it turned out to be, but it's 20 plus acres. Just wondering about that.
Well, we really have no motorized vehicles or devices on those parks, okay?
Right.
We are working at this particular time on West Neck property, okay, the West Neck Preserve over by Bootleggers Alley, to have something for ADA compliance, okay? And that would be a lot easier because where the land is much leveler, it's not as, it's not as rough and tumble as that property is, because we still, in some of the paths, there are still pieces sticking up there. I looked at the property over the weekend, okay, and I have a tree that I have to call, make sure they remove. But, and to answer your question, the landscaper that will be coming in, he'll be there before your next meeting, but they usually come once a month, okay, to mow and to make sure the path is open, okay? But I don't think we have anything at all in mind for that at this time.
That you said landscape is there and it doesn't need a lot of, it's just the outskirts of the grass, but once you get in there, is the blowing also going to continue to designate the path?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, cool. And then the only other concern I have is, again, yes, you guys would be, anybody that would want to come, we're gonna do it at 10 o'clock, whoever shows up. It's our start of trying to get the community more involved and more understanding of what we've got available back there. But we
Are you
want.
having a actual Montclair meeting?
No, we're putting out an email blast to all the
Just
members.
a group of people? Okay,
Yes, to hopefully
All right.
get people to know where it is. But also, we're just concerned about making sure that nobody goes off the path and goes on to any of the property, the white property.
October 5th. Okay.
Yep.
But we'll make an arrangement. One of us or two of us will be available, and I'll actually use for the time being a map that basically shows the whole outline, which is really where the graphic is going to, that's how the map is going to be done in there's going to be a map at the end, at the main property, okay, that will show the border lines and where you shouldn't walk and where you should walk. So, but we'll definitely have something in place by October 5th, okay?
All right, that's great. Thank you.
Okay, we'll reach out to you at that time. Thank you.
Elise, that's at 10 a.m.?
It is, yes.
And where,
We're hoping to
what
get
location?
everybody to meet in the parking lot area, but
Okay.
again, nobody knows where that is. So,
Okay,
At the end.
all right. Let me, I will send you, go ahead.
well, Howard knows where it is.
Hi, Elise. Good to see
Hey,
you.
Howard.
Only one thing on the stewardship plan. You send that to the CAC so we can take a look at
Yes.
it.
As soon as it's done
I
out.
think we sent one to you already, but with this one that we're doing right now, you're gonna get a copy of it, okay? And before we send it out.
Elise, is that walking on the Simpsons Road side or the other, the preserve?
No, it's Monantic is where the proper entrance to the parking
Right.
lot is.
That's where you want to do your walk.
Yeah, because then everybody can park and we can group there. I mean, obviously, anybody can walk in the other way, but just to let everybody know where that is. Yeah.
Can you just give me the date again?
Yeah.
Fifth.
October 5th, 10 a.m., thank you.
Okay.
I get lost in there, so I can't.
Well, what I think is good about that, having walked it, the paths are nice and wide now,
Yep.
okay?
Yeah.
So the thing with the ticks and everything else, I mean, we still have ticks, but I think that's the model we want to use on all of them. I mean, when we get into Lyman Meaden Field, we got to do the same thing over there, but they're really wide, okay? And we have I don't know whether you've been there recently, we have a tree that fell down across one of the paths there, okay? But we'll take care of that. All right, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. That takes care of that. We took care of this. Okay. The signage we have. Okay. I'm just bouncing around here a little bit. The budget. Okay. I set up a meeting to present our budget to the town board on the 18th of the month. Okay. Everybody has their schedules, okay, I'm gonna probably call everyone individually and go over each and every one that what we anticipate for the coming year, okay? So if you can just take a little look at it again, so that's not this week, it's the following week, okay? So I'll call everybody individually so you can, what I normally do is I put all the pieces of property we have, what are the estimated cost of doing it, okay? Right here, right, okay. And so this week I'll be calling everybody, okay? All right?
Just clarification, that meeting on the 18th is not with the town board, it's with me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just so in October is when town board work sessions will start on the budget.
Okay. Okay. All right. So do I need to have it full in like what I'm trying to do now?
Yes,
Yeah.
because I need you to give me what your budget is so I can incorporate it into what I present to the town board.
Okay, got it. Okay. All right. I didn't attend the expo this year, okay, I have no idea how well it went. I can only say thanks for everyone to fill in and do it. Was there anything that we learned or anything different we should do next year?
A lot of people came by, you know,
It was a good
a
location.
lot of interest, I would say.
It was a good location.
Good location?
Yeah, I thank Janelyn for that. She's the one who suggested it, and it was really good. I think one thing next year, we can put the tables a little bit further back from the sidewalk. The sidewalk got a little congested, but other than that, it went really well.
The afternoon, it was quite quiet.
Was it?
You know what happens? I mean, it's really,
Yeah, no, exactly.
it's hard to
Quite
judge.
quiet. It was hot because it was in the sun.
I know.
We had shaded area because of the shade, but it was hot.
I know.
The open space map that was there, that needs to be updated.
Right.
I know that, okay, because we're missing Cedar, we're missing a couple of,
Yeah.
okay.
And a woman named Liz, which I sent to every one of you, Gerwitzman of Stearns Point Road, wants to know if we're going to save, or hopes that we will save the northeast side of Nostrand Parkway, all of that land that's
We
there.
can talk about that in executive session.
Of course, I'm just reporting.
The other thing is, since there, you know, it's interesting, we still have people that we seem to be sometimes, I don't know whether everybody knows what really CPF is, okay? And we try. I think we've done it a couple of times in our meetings, okay? How do we do that? How do we get people to really know that this is a good thing and dispel some of the things that might be present, okay, and have more open dialogue with the community? Would it be unrealistic, I'll ask this question of the committee, okay, to perhaps have a meeting, okay, that, you know, like a meeting that's open to the public and maybe do a little blurb and advertisement about community preservation and, you know, and invite the public to an actual little meeting, okay, whether it be here on 8:30 probably would be not a good time, but, you know, should we do something more? Okay, that's the question. And what can we do differently to make the public aware? I mean, there's obviously some thoughts that we hear all the time. Well, you know, we're impacting housing, we're doing all these other things, okay? I don't know whether, and every time I deal with somebody, the best thing that happens with community preservation is when I take somebody and I take them for a ride in my car. I take them to all of our properties and it's like, wow, I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know you had this. And even though we have the signage and all this other stuff, people don't know what we have that's preserved on the island. And I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about what we have. But I know that personally, when there's someone around, or you take them physically and walk them through, you give them the map, it doesn't seem to have the same impact. There's a lot of history with our things, okay? And which is reminding me, I don't know whether our QR codes are back. I'll have to talk to Christina about that, okay? But because we were
Do a
redeveloping.
video, just really from your truck and put it on the web? You know, driving with Gordon, you know?
I'm driving with Tim, okay?
I don't think a meeting would help
You know,
at all. No,
So
the
we-
people that don't care or don't know aren't going to come to a meeting.
okay.
What about doing an article in the Reporter that,
I thought of that, could do that. I also, don't we have a thing about like a fax for the website?
What?
Fax, you know, frequently asked questions.
We don't have that.
I thought I saw something somewhere. It's not on the website, but
No.
there's some
Yeah,
description.
we had it in some of the documents. I mean, like,
Yeah, but-
what, you know, how does, basically how it works and how,
Yeah. Well, how it works, I guess, but it's more like, I think you're getting at, some people think, well, we have enough open space. So you really want to address that, I think.
Conic Land Trust is the other one that everybody thinks that
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what Tim said, you have to have an article, and I think it'd be nice if the reporter did an article on all the committees and explain what they were and interview the head of each committee, and each week there could be another or every so often article on what the committees do and what they've done.
Okay. So I'm going to reach out then to the reporter, okay, and ask them if
They can start a series.
they can start, just basically an informational thing. Is that something that, does the board have a problem with that?
No, and WAC has done, Water Advisory Committee at the library presentations. The library to see if let you post one there.
Yeah.
I would also talk to Kelly at the senior center and see, because we do have the senior bus, most likely the people who are going to go around would be seniors to do some sort of outing with them. So big bus.
It's a nice.
That's a
idea.
nice
That's
idea.
a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's not much on the website on the community preservation. This is it,
and people aren't going to look there,
not much.
All right.
sadly.
Let me work, I'll work on this with the reporter, okay? I just, I think it's important. I think some of our, I'm actually excited about the Menantic Peninsula group, okay? Because it's in their backyard, okay? And it means that they can be our eyes and ears there to make sure no one is breaking any rules and so forth there. Okay. I have no other things in my bag of tricks here today.
This is exercise workstation
Say it
slide.
again?
You got under West Neck, exercise workstation slide presentation.
Yeah, I put that in there and I'm taking it out at this, I didn't take it out, okay?
Did you do it? Do you have it ready?
Do I have it ready?
Yeah, it says exercise work slide
No,
presentation.
what I did,
All right, I didn't want to slide it.
what I had is I was to a park and I had all these workout stations, okay? And for people who are walking and so forth, but really, we need to get more information because I think that's for the ADA compliant piece, okay? So it's really low impact. It's for, we got to get that whole thing straightened out. When would we have that plan together for what the gravel is and everything else? With the base?
Yes, we have what types of material could be used. I think what Rusty needs to give us, I think, is an estimate of how much the loop would cost,
Right,
depending on the materials. And if we think that's successful and not exorbitant, you could actually do almost the entire loop of the whole West Neck.
well, I think we should just do one little section there for.
No, I'm saying start off with a section, and then if it's really, really successful, people really use it and like it, then you can, my point is that preserve has the potential, you could do a bigger loop there.
Do you think maybe next month we could chat a little bit about that, and what the makeup is, what was it, concrete mix, and do you still have to worry about weeds and all the rest of that stuff again?
I forget what Rusty told me, we talked specifically about that. It depends, I think, on the material, but I think, if hordes of people are walking there every day, which won't be happening, but all that weeds just, they don't come up. Anyway, that's not an issue.
Okay. Let me see what else I have here. That basically is what we have here for the public session. Anybody have any questions, Amber?
I just have one, I have a new business, old business, CPF acquisition.
Yes.
I keep asking for it to be put on the agenda, and I went to bat for you guys last year, so the town board didn't adopt it without you all having input. It's been 9 months and I keep asking, so I'm just once again now publicly asking, please, can you pick up the CPF acquisition?
I have a draft together, okay? I didn't bring it today because I didn't complete the draft, okay? And if there's any blame for that, it's me, okay? And, but you definitely will have something next month, I can tell you that. we definitely will have it next month, okay? And you'll have it next month. Any other questions, guys? Can I get a motion to close and to go into an executive session to discuss potential acquisitions that we have?
Make a motion, we close the regular meeting.
Second.
A second.
Is there an executive agenda?
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't have.